Hi, my name is Chris. I'm your examiner today. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Phan Trần Thế Sơn.
What shall I call you?
You can call me Sơn.
Now, let's begin with part 1. I'm going to ask you some questions about a topic. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Now, let's talk about jewelry. Do you often wear jewelry?
Yes, I often wear jewelry. The common piece that I usually wear is actually my earring, and I have been wearing this earring since I was 18 years old.
What type of jewelry do you wear?
Like I have just said, I usually wear a piece of earring, and that is pretty much it. There are some other times when I put on some other stuff, but let's not talk about that.
Do you usually buy jewelry?
I gotta say I don't usually do that, because buying jewelry is not my favorite activity, and I don't have enough money to be buying those. So yeah.
Why do you think some people wear a piece of jewelry for a very long time?
I think one reason for that is because people have some sort of sentimental value with these pieces of jewelry. It may be from their grandparents, or it may be a family heirloom, and so they keep it with great care.
That is the end of part 1. Now we're going to start part 2.
Okay.
In this part, I'm going to give you a card with a specific topic on it. You will have 1 minute to prepare your answer, and you may take notes if you wish.
Okay.
Here's the card.
Okay.
I'll tell you when your 1 minute preparation is up, and then you can talk for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Your 1 minute to prepare starts now. Okay, so your 1 minute preparation is up. You can speak now.
I would like to describe about a piece of good news that I heard about someone that I am familiar with, and that someone in this case is Phương Anh, who is my best friend from university, and we are still on very good terms until now. And the good news was that she finally got her dream job. And this happened about 1 month ago, and it took place right after our trip to Haiphong, which took place in March. And the reason I knew about this news was because she told me over Facebook Messenger. And when she told me, I can imagine that she was very excited to share this news with me. And I guess you could say that she was even over the moon. And I think this is because, for one, this is her dream job. And I know because as her best friend, she has had several jobs before that, and none of those gave her the satisfaction that she needed. So I can definitely say that she was very happy with her new position. And I think that this is not only good news but also interesting news, because it actually aligned with my prediction. And when I told you that we had a trip to Haiphong before that, I actually gave her something, and something was that I gave her like a tarot spread, and my prediction for her was that she would get her dream job in the near future. And I think that goes to show how she had high expectations in this thing. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it. That sums up everything that I have to say now.
Thank you. That is the end of part 2.
Okay.
Now we're going to move on to part 3, where I'm going to ask you a few questions related to part 2.
Okay.
Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
What kind of good news do people often share with others?
The first thing that I can think of right now is when people get married. The reason why I think of this was because actually last month I was invited to my friend's wedding, so I think this applies to a lot of other people as well, because wedding is a big event, and it's not about just the couple but about their friends and their families as well. So naturally, the bride and the groom would want to spread the news.
How can people in Vietnam share good news?
I think the most effective way for them to do so is through social media, because I think it's not an overstatement to say that everyone uses social media nowadays. And so if they want other people to know about their news, then social media is definitely the way to go.
Mhm. Why do some people don't like to share their good news?
I think it's because that these good news are maybe they just don't feel comfortable sharing them. It may be the good news has something to do with themselves, or it has something to do with some very private matters of their families, and so they're not obliged to share it on the internet.
And finally, are there any differences in the way people share good news today versus in the past?
In the past, people used to spread the word by using the word of mouth. Basically, one person told the other person, and the other person told another person, and the news spread in that way. And it could take a lot of time, but nowadays, with the advancement of technology, the news can be spread at a much faster rate through means, for example, social media, like I said.
Thank you. That is the end of your speaking test.
Okay, thank you.